session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I'm going to go ahead and read the goals here and get started. Okay. Hi, Abbey. I have continued to benefit from my first session with you. When I now make harsh statements to myself, they feel less believable. It is as though they lost their roots. I would like to build off the last session and continue with any topics that could use more attention. You asked a few times if I loved myself, and I was never able to say that I did. So I would like to focus on this. I am about to start a major new chapter in my life and have strong resistance to setting new goals. I feel like I need rest. However, I suspect I am also avoiding the potential of experiencing new disappointments. Instead, what I want is to feel my personal power and be fueled by a fire for life. Oh man. It is so great to connect with you again, and I cannot wait to see what we discover. I'm excited to hear you're going into a new chapter. I understand the feeling like I need rest, and I can't, maybe you can't really rest because you're going into a new chapter. I totally get everything you're saying here. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to relax now. Connected. I'm just talking to the universe right now. It's kind of a delightful, intense energy that I'm feeling. And I'm still sharing my experience of your session goals and really talking to the universe on how we can approach giving you the most empowering experience possible, and exploring why the disappointments, if that's what it is. What can we do to continue to fill you with the self-love that should just feel instinctive and natural? What is this new chapter? Is there time to rest? How can we fuel this passion for life? I will say it's a very delightful energy that I'm feeling. I almost don't want to leave it. It's not usually like this. Usually when I go out and tune into the universe with your goals, I feel like there's a letting go and a preparation of entering into the wisdom and the experience. But here it is like a feeling, a vibration of, I feel alive. I feel hungry for more life. I feel like I want the unsolved mystery, and I want, it's like the mouth-watering experience that comes with a really juicy unsolved mystery, not like an annoying one, like a really juicy unsolved mystery that has like a metaphysical taste to it, you know? And I feel that energy, that drive, that delight. So I'm going to have to let that go. I feel like that's part of, I feel like I'm to introduce your energy field to this feeling. We're supposed to start here. But I'm letting this go for now, and let's see what comes next. Okay. So I'm saying, yes, show me what's next. And there is kind of like, I can see a vastness, It's like a white sky. There's a white dragon in the sky, so it blends in. There's two children riding on the back of the white dragon. And I'm wanting to explore this further. It wasn't what I anticipated, but I'm stuck. I can't actually go forward because there's a strange kind of skin. I can see through it, so it's clear, but it's a stretched material and it's holding me back. It's making it so that I can't go any further. I can look at this, but I can't interact with it further. I'm stuck behind this strange stretched wall. Everything is white. Chalk white. And it's not as clean and tidy as it may first appear. I suddenly have a knife and I am gutting. Literally, that's the language I'm supposed to use. I am gutting the skin, and I am literally taking a knife and I'm cutting up with it. I'm not cutting down. I'm cutting up with it. And all of this blubbery internal organs are starting to just blubber out. And there is no white dragon, no children, no white sky. There is none of that. It was just some weird screen. And there's a lot of violence that's starting to enter into the vibes here. I don't feel like this is a self-destructive behavior. Oh man, it's so sincere when it says, I hate you. I hate you. I mean, it's telling you this from the heart. What is it when the heart, an infinite space of love and light, is somehow deeply and honestly saying, I hate you? How does that happen, you know? That means there's a thread in there that has been harmed. It has been harmed so bad that it only understands the pain. And it's lost its way from the love and the light, so we need to access that and help to heal that. I don't know why, but it's like kind of inspiring and even addicting, like because it is so intense, because it is so aggressive, because it is so sincere in how much it hates you. And it is you that hates yourself. Like it is actually quite, it is the juicy intrigue here, because I can feel this. I can feel this infinite thread. That is so sincere in how it hates you, but it's a strange element of love to it and passion. It's twisted. And it's a strange way for you to say I love you, but you say I hate you instead. And now there's hands going into where we gutted the skin, and all this is coming out, and the hands are going in and pulling out intestines, particularly intestine, and pulling them out. It seems like there's intestines forever. And we're just also pulling out the intestines. Very serious about this. And there's an aggressive way that we're pulling them out. And we're doing it with hate, but a passionate hate. It feels good. It feels like I'm alive with hate. And it's disgusting. Like what I'm doing is a disgusting thing, but it's kind of enjoyable when you hate things. It's like you can rip this apart and it feels, this destruction feels actually wonderful. It feels great. Okay, this is good. It's changing things. I can feel that in the emotional gut, but this is very tuned into the heart, and the heart is shifting here. So we got an imbalance here before the between the emotional gut and the heart. An imbalance. Oh yeah, let's go into this deeper. There's some other interesting things going on. There's a male energy, and he has a very perfect, clean, sharp knife. And I'm supposed to be dazzled by how clean, sparkly, beautiful this very sharp knife is. How sharp it is. It's so clean. I can't stop staring at it. It has a black handle. And it's almost like the blade isn't silver, it's white. So clean. And now I'm surrounded by intestines and this passion for hate, and I'm just starting to just cut everything around me. And there's fluids and stuff that are leaking, and I'm just sort of washing and bathing in it. We're gonna have to follow this through, okay? Because this thread of hate we usually at the conscious level will have feelings that we just ignore that, because if I hate myself, what I know that's not going to do me any good, so what's the point? So I'm just not even going to go there. But really, we need, that's a person in there, that's an actual collective, that's a part of your inner collective, and that person needs to be heard. That person needs to be acknowledged. Otherwise, they're just hiding in there, and that energy is just vibrating throughout you, and you just live with it. Even if you're kind of desensitized, or you're more numb to it than you used to be, or whatever, it's not going to make you feel like triumphant and blissful, because that person in there, of all of the inner collective people, I'm being introduced to this one, needs support. It needs support. So let's get to know it. So in all of its ways. So I'm just going to experience this, and then we'll just see what comes next, okay? Okay. I'm just going back in. And you're watching now with me. You actually are watching now with me. It's like I gave you permission to know that we have feelings, not to ignore them or avoid them. I do this too, because I don't know what the point is. And I had to remind myself the point is exactly what this is. I am supposed to feel this right now. Even if my mind is judging this, I can't judge this. I have to feel this because this feeling exists. If I ignore it, then I'm ignoring myself. And I can't ignore myself. I have to love all of myselves. So I've given you permission now to acknowledge this part of yourself and not be judgmental of it. Just let it be whatever it is. And now you are actually empowered to love yourself by listening to this part of you that is twisted up and needs support, okay? Okay. You're like a hawk in here. You're like, I'm watching. I'm watching. It's funny. Okay. Oh, guess what happens? You're not going to believe this. Okay. So I'm just supportive here of this hate, gutting all the intestinal, the juices and all that. And then now you're watching like a hawk, and now you have a knife, a nice clean knife with a black handle and a white blade, and you hate that guy. You hate him. You hate that guy. You hate that guy so much you will kill him to get rid of him and be done with him. So now you have another layer of hate upon a layer of hate. This is getting so good. Okay. Oh gosh. Somebody else is listening now. It's a female. She's watching. She's watching both of you. Man, where are all these people coming from? There's others in here too. They're like coming out of the woodwork. There's young and old, not really old, more like 30s, 20s, teens, children. Genders male, female. But this one female is really watching the two of you. And she's trying to decide what to do. In a way, she herself wants to have the knife as well. So now we have a layer of hate upon a layer of hate upon now what is influencing yet another layer of hate, and is undecided. She's undecided if she's going to follow this ripple through and become transformed by that energy. So it's very influential. Yeah. Yeah, she's so undecided. She's so undecided because it feels really good to hate. It feels really good when it's perfectly tuned in at the heart level. Like it feels really, really pure. But she knows better than that, and it's not what she feels is her path. This is your inner collective. They live dynamic lives, I swear to God. So crazy. But she does hate that guy. And it's not the first one, it's the second one. The second one that hates that guy, which is the first one. So we've got a domino effect here. If she could just get rid of that guy, then everything will be fine. I just snap really loud. Like, I snap so loud I'm gonna break her eardrum. Because I have to get her to wake up and to snap out of it. She's getting hypnotized, and now she's kind of a zombie, and she's moving towards this guy. So now we have 3 of them. There's a chunky boy, and he's got blonde hair. He kind of makes me think of Gustav. I don't Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There was the boy, the German boy that loved to eat, and he got kind of fell into the chocolate river. Yes, this chunky boy reminds me of him. But he has no hate at all. He just wants to eat. He just wants to satisfy himself with the taste of yummy food, like really tasty food. He just likes the taste so much. Like, ooh, I love how this tastes. Oh, I love this. Like, it's kind of wonderful, to be honest, to be in his shoes and like tasting things is like heaven. It's explosive heaven. It doesn't matter how much weight I gain because I love the taste of food. I just love the taste of food so much. Oh, I love the taste of food. Okay. Another person with a knife is appearing here. This is different. This is a shadow and it's large. It's a big, like, let's say this is like 15 feet tall and it's looming behind this boy that likes to eat tasty food. And this girl with a knife, behind this guy with a knife, behind this other guy in the intestines with a knife. His shadow is just very ready to kill them all. Just get rid of them all. When we ever get to the end of this stream, we will. Okay, this stuff doesn't last forever, but this is quite a long one. My gosh. So interesting. Okay. And I ask him, how are you going to kill them all? And he laughs and he says, not with this. And he shows me the knife and he shows me that he becomes like a stomach and he swallows them all up in his stomach. And then he carries them like a kangaroo with a pouch on the inside, like they're all inside of his stomach. Like they're in a pouch in there. And he just laughs and laughs and laughs at how pathetic they all are. I'm going to create a really massive mirror. And I'm putting a mirror and a mirror and a mirror and a mirror above, below, and all around. And now he is inside basically a containment, and it's like a octagon shape of mirrors. And he's forced to look at himself. He glazes over his eyes so he can look at himself but not truly see. And then he laughs again because he can be ignorant. And you can be really good at ignorant if you try. All you do is just pretend so hard And you just forget about it. You black it out. You ignore it as though it never happened. Never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I just see a beautiful person in the mirror. So I just put it in a box and I just put all this in a box and I just hand it to Archangel Metatron. I just put it all in a box and I just deduce it down and then I just hand this to Archangel Metatron. I'm just going to send all of that away and I'm going to just give that time. And if we're meant to come back to it later, we will. Otherwise, it's gone. All of that is gone. Because when it gets like this vibrationally, you can do all sorts of techniques, but sometimes it's just feeding it too much attention, and so when you don't feed it any attention, then it starts to become full of hate. So the only way to truly handle the situation is box it up and send it away and be done with it. Because in that box is infinite time and the need for those souls, those aspects of yourself, to go through a very long process of finding their way back to balance. So sometimes you have a conversation and the souls are either ready or they're not ready yet. So there's different ways you approach it. This is so out of balance that it just needs a very long time. And so I'm giving it a very long time and just removing it from your energy field. We may just come back to that later, but I'm going to start fresh. Let's start with some new stuff. You feel like you've let yourself down. You feel like you've lost yourself. You hate yourself for allowing that to happen. You cry. You say, what am I supposed to do? You gonna just box me up and send me away? See, that's the energy that is the vulnerability that is speaking. That's the demon that is speaking. That's not you speaking. That's the demon that is speaking. All that was actually all part of that demon. And so it isn't really you, is it? It's all that demon. I can hear this. I'm able to detect it more now. It's really weird. It's pure white. It's very unusual to come across a pure white demon, but it's every now and then you do come across it. It's very quiet now, huh? I just peeled it right off of you like a piece of paper. Now that is great. That is so much better. I'm balling that up, putting it in a box, sending it to Metatron. I just sent that whole kit and caboodle away because all that was roped up and roped up and roped up and roped up in something that was a massive manipulation. And really, in the end, it was all the demon and it wasn't really you. That's how manipulative that was. That's how good it was at manipulation. Yeah, you feel a lot better now. You feel a lot better. You still don't believe me, though. That's okay. Let's just keep going. We're going to work our way into a place of understanding and balance and coming full circle with that. Yeah, because okay. Multiple things are happening here. You aren't used to, it's like I removed the skin, like from your body. And so something does feel better. All the while, something is quite confusing because where's your skin at? That wasn't actually your skin. That was a manipulation. That was the demon I removed. So you need to see that your skin is here and it doesn't possess, and it is not possessed by a manipulation. Okay. Boy, this is a very long time coming. because there's a program inside here. I can hear it, and it's twitching inside your mind. And this tells me that you're more accustomed to, and even would define it as family, that energy that I just sent away. So now, where's your family at? Where's your familiar energy at? That was doing you no good, but you are vibrationally used to it. So now you feel naked. You feel like I just pulled the skin right off of you. But that's how long this has been going on for, that you don't even know yourself without it. So you're going to need some time to adjust to who you are without that energy in the way, okay? But let's see what's going on in here, because this is also interconnected, and it doesn't know how. It's like literally not computing. It's like does not compute, does not compute, does not compute. It's tack. I just put my finger on it, and it's literally like a tack. So I just put my finger on it all the way. It's like it's going right through my finger, but it's just, I am showing it that you cannot hurt me. You are done. Your services are no longer needed. This is just like an energy, it's an energy blip. That's all this is. It doesn't have, everything has its own, you could say consciousness, but this is more like a blip of energy, an energy residue. So it's only alive and conscious in its own vibration that is different than the balance and the harmony, okay? So I'm just showing it this. Your services are no longer needed. And it's literally just to kind of massage out the tightness. It's like a tight muscle, but it's just energy. You have a lot more of these extremely well developed manipulative personas in here. I'm so impressed. I'm watching them. One of them's wearing yellow, one of them's wearing orange, but there's other ones here as well. I can't see them as clearly as the yellow and the orange one. You don't own yourself. I think that would be really hard for you to know to what level that there is that truth to it, okay? Because even I am shocked by this. Because these are such fine-tuned frequencies that it would be really hard to detect that they're here. It's almost like they've blended in with your personality, so it would be very hard to remove them. And they're savvy. They're really fine-tuned. Really fine-tuned. The thing is I can remove all these, but I have to explore how they are connected to your mental body, and your relationship with their very fine-tuned energies, in order for you to adjust to knowing who you are without them, without bringing them back, okay? And what's interesting, this isn't your classic demonic energy, because Usually demonic energy has a very broken nature to it. It's twisted up. It's just twisted up energy. It needs love and support. And so these are like everything is put together, seamlessly put together, that it's almost like I can't even hear them, because they're as noticeable as no sound at all in a place where there's no sound. So they blend in so meticulously well. I'm like pretty impressed that I was able to find them. It's just like the first guy, the white demon. It sounded like it was you saying those things about yourself. What do you want? Just to put me in a box and throw me away? Oh, that wasn't you talking. Oh, I found you. That was the manipulation. That was the demonic energy. Thank you for exposing yourself. Yes, we can send you away. You don't belong here anymore. Your services are no longer needed. Thank you. I'm having to really think here, okay? Because I really have to feel this out. All I'm going to do is just continue to look at them. The yellow one is still yellow. The orange one is becoming more pink. He has a big black mustache. And he won't look me in the eye. He keeps looking at his brother. And his brother, it's almost like he tries to remove like the appearance of eyes, so there's no eyes here. And he has really thick glasses and you can't see his eyes, but he's facing me. And the one in pink has the big black mustache, the black hair, is looking at his brother. He doesn't want to look at me, but he's already changing. He wants to say something, but he doesn't want to, because as soon as they speak, I have them. He's almost there. He's just like, he just wants to blow up. He just wants to yell at me. He just wants to, it's like, let me be. Just let me be at peace. Why can't you just let me be? You aren't inspiring self-loving nature. And if you aren't choosing a self-loving nature, then you are choosing a destructive nature, which means you are choosing to kill yourself. And that's also okay, because I mean, life is a matter of choices. But you are the parasite. You are the piggybacking frequency. You aren't the true sound, the true inspiration. You are the manipulation. And you can't even allow yourself to see that is true about who you are. He's almost let go. I can feel he has a connection with your heart and your emotional gut, sacral chakra. You're really in tune with your mind and how you perceive things, how you think about things, how you think about yourself, how you reciprocate energy back. And it is imprisoning. It is incredibly imprisoning. And it just feels so instinctive and so natural to treat yourself that way. He's basically detached, but I feel called to have an aspect of me continue to watch him, but I'm going to watch the yellow guy now. The yellow guy now has turned his back on me. Although he hasn't. He keeps altering that he's staring right at me, but he alters the image as though he's turned around, or he has his eyes closed and huge glasses and I can't see his eyes. He keeps altering his image, so but I'm just going to continue to stare right where his eyes are. No. He's different than the other one, the pink one. He creates barriers and blocks. He creates distortions. He creates other dimensions even. So when I look into his eyes, it's like I'm getting sucked into another dimension. But no, we are just looking into each other's eyes, and I'm simply acknowledging you. And it is time for you to leave. He's really, he's a lot stronger than the other one. And he's determined to hold on, okay? He's getting angry now too. Because it's like, it's almost like they have to hold their breath and they start to feel suffocated and they have no choice but to react. Yeah, he's not able to hold on much longer. And the pink one is quite exhausted. These are two threads connected to your mental body very directly, but also having relationships with other chakras here too. He's just, the only way I could describe it is he's basically, he's not saying anything, he's just detaching. And I'm putting them in a box and I'm sending them away now too. Whew, that's a lot better. That is a lot better. You do not need any of that. You're so ready for new things. New chapter, right? So who was saying I need to relax, or I'm drawn to wanting to relax? Who was saying that? Was it you or was it somebody else? Because as I am clearing these three out, and I want to give you a little bit of an explanation here, because when I'm going into this scene and we have this knife and the intestines and all that, everything is correct about that scene and how it is moving through all these different people. And all of this is correct, which is leading me to this monumental moment where I could discover that entity. And we can let all that stuff go. And you are not attached to any one of those faces, because the spirit of who was in there has returned to you and the demonic stuff has been sent away. So you and the demonic stuff has not been sent away together. I really want you to have that clarity, okay? Because we're removing these layers of manipulation so you actually can finally know how you feel. Okay. There's a new something here, okay? It's pissed. It's really mad. It's pretty deep. I mean, it's a really massive thing that is big and deep and takes up a lot of space. And it is unbelievable, really. I'm surprised that it's coming out like this. We really made some big energetic shifts and changes because it cannot stand your energy field anymore. We've made enough shifts and changes, and we brought enough light in, and we brought enough positive energy. We brought you to yourself enough that this massive energy thing is vibrationally screaming, and it's humongous, and it is coming out. And it's particularly your feet, the backside of your feet, so your like heels, your calves, the backs of your legs, your butt, your back, your spine, like it is connected to the backside, and it is huge, like King Kong. It is huge, like Godzilla, even bigger than King Kong. It's like a massive black screaming thing, and it's heavy and dense. I don't understand it. I'm just watching it go. Man, you are feeling so much more like yourself that your eyes are, there was like a film over your eyes, over your third eye even, and it's starting to fade away, and you're able to see who you are, not just see visibly, but to see and access your true feelings. And that is the passion, that is the empowerment, that is the joy. There's a lot more here on your backside that I'm supposed to take a look at. There's some more kind of blended entities here, still kind of connected to your mind, but they're kind of blobbed together, and it's a bit of like a rusty reddish orange color and brown, and it's flaky. There's just so much stuff hiding back here. All I'm gonna do is just place my hands on your back, like but right behind your heart portal. Just place my hands here, and just send light into all of this whole space. We have a like because we're human and our eyes are in the front of our heads, like we have a different psychological relationship with what is in front of us. Like we put we're trying to put the past behind us, you know. We're trying to move forward with life, so moving forward or what's in front is often a lot more positive, and stuff can get kind of hidden back there. Now we don't realize like we kind of still are attached to some of the things we try to put behind us. So I'm going to just continue to put light here in the back side of your heart chakra, okay? And that's just to kind of move the energy here and to encourage other stuff to come up and out. Yeah, there's just something peeping out here on the back of your head. It's an eyeball, and it's a not nice thing. It's making you want to barf. It's really nasty, vibrationally nasty. It is full of spite. It is acidic. It is a burny sensation. It blinks. When it's really pissed, it blinks, and then it emits this like acidic sensation. It just keeps blinking, but it's starting to get exhausted. It's got tentacles, and it's got little claws at the end of each one of its tentacles. It's like I feel like there's a colony of these in there. And remember, you're an infinite space, so like every one of your chakras is its own infinite universe. So even though we look in the mirror and we're this big, you can have King Kong sized stuff coming out, Godzilla sized stuff coming out, because you are so infinitely enormous. Vibrationally, infinitely, truly are an infinite space. But this is at the surface of your present experience as a human being that you are, and this is the stuff that is in the way of truly setting you free to embrace life. And I don't feel like you do need rest. I just feel like you need revitalized. You need a good tune-up, you know? Because I feel like you are passionate about living beneath the surface of all of this. That is your truth. And you're just wanting to feel that at the surface instead of all this other manipulative stuff that you know really isn't you. You just don't know how to get it to go away. So you send light on the back of your heart. Other gross stuff coming out. This is a lower back. That eyeball colony is getting cleared out. Lots of light going in there. That light is it's kind of still a screaming sensation, and it's still blinking, like because we have to exhaust it out of them. Like the environment needs to change, and then they leave, or they just disappear. They just transmute into different energy, and these are just like falling away. They're just coming out and falling away. And then this just in your lower back is just like it's a living material, but it looks kind of like black ink, and it moves, and it has a dimensional, like it's not flat, it's not a spill, it's it actually moves like a black silky blanket, like a bag with something in it, but it's just moving all over. Yeah, you're in the center of big changes. So much. This is the next thing. This is even like, this is pretty awesome and pretty extraordinary. But the next thing is, and yes, you definitely are ready for a new chapter in your life. I see you at the center of many cross sections, and these cross sections are making up different dimensional spaces, and they're kind of lifting you up. And again, you are vibrationally tuned into a lot more of these spaces, and it is draining you. So you're not as tuned into yourself, because you're split between these other dimensions that run right straight through the center of you. I mean, you really wanted to challenge yourself. Like, it's like you were determined to resist loving yourself at all costs. And because these dimensions are like, I don't really understand what living, thriving energy is here. It's like infinite spaces of nothingness, and it's all white, and you're separated into these, and it is really harmful for your balance. So we're going to disconnect that. I'm like so excited that we're doing this, because this is like a lot of big deal stuff. And you've given life to these spaces. In a way, these spaces are your own children. Because as I disconnect them, they don't know what to do without you. And you are asleep to them. And that surprises me. All more weird eyeball barf is coming out. It's just a big splurge will just like splurted out of there. And again, another ability, like a layer, has been removed in your ability to truly see over your human eyes and third eye. And you're starting to wake up to things that you would not allow yourself to tell yourself. You were doing this to yourself. You would not, you weren't, Hey, you were really suppressing yourself there, like, but with the help of some really interesting fine-tuned frequency patterns. Still working on resolving this, because I'm telling these energy spaces it's safe, it's safe, it's safe, and I'm sending them away as their own souls now, not as actual spaces like a floor, a ceiling, walls. They seem like they have a like a size to them. They're not like completely all like forever. They do seem like they're kind of like a contained space, but they're starting to disconnect and they're flying away as souls, like bodies. And I'm bringing angels down to guide these spirits. You did manifest this. You did create this, and they're all pure white, chalk white. This was connected between your heart and your emotional gut. There's another one coming straight out the front of you, just walked right out of your own body. And again, you're breathing you're breathing fresh air, like another layer of setting you free. Holy smokes. You are ready to let go of so much stuff. You really are. All right. So you're just kind of collapsed to the ground right now because those spaces were holding you up. And now that those spaces have been set free as actual souls, the weirdest things, you fall to the ground here and you just catching your breath, and you're disoriented, but you're remembering that you did this, and you're confused as to why you did this to yourself. Why did you go through all that trouble? Was it worth it? And I nod and I say, of course it was. It's always worth it, because you needed to go through that so that you could be in this moment right now. I don't know if our human minds can understand all of these things, but it's kind of like fascinating. It's kind of extraordinary. It just goes to show how unbelievable our connection with the human world and the energy world and life. It's all so many weird, unbelievable things can be going on that we could never even know about until we were shown it. Gosh, like how much stuff you have going, like you have, because there's another thing coming out of the front of you. It just came up through the center and walked straight out the front. It's made out of cubes, and it too is just pure white. It's not like, it's like really white chalk. It's not necessarily glowing, it's just really white. And it's made out of cubes, like its legs, its torso is made out of cubes, its face, its arms, everything is made out of cubes. And it's just stepping out and walking away from you. Again, you're almost feeling like you are just a skin, because so much has disconnected, so much has moved on, that you're just kind of like disoriented by it, but remembering, feeling clearer, feeling more yourself, feeling ready to know more about who you are, wanting to move on and be done with all that weird stuff that was holding you back from knowing who you are and what you actually want. You're starting to laugh. You're starting to laugh, and you're kind of shaking your head, and you're just sitting now, kind of Indian style, and you're just laughing, and You say that you loved every one of those dimensional spaces and every one of those manipulative beings. You actually deeply, from the bottom of your heart, loved them all. You know, the Godzillas, the weird cube guy, the eyeballs. But you're learning that um, loving and welcoming a community experience isn't always in your best interest. And because they can, because their energy is imbalanced, they're bringing an imbalance to you, and they may not choose to become in balance. Therefore, your relationship is going to imbalance you to be on the same page that they are on. So you are changing and they are not changing. And you're kind of realizing that you've been open to so many different personalities, and you value all the different energies that we had connected with. And you're just laughing as you're aware of how much you deeply love everything, but how when you're human, it's almost like you can want to be a part of every energy's experience. Like you want to feel a connection with everything, but in this dimensional plane, the rule it can harm you to do that, because again, you will change if you don't inspire them to change, as in to rise to your vibrational level. If they will not rise to your vibrational level, then as a good friend, you just come on down to their level, but they're actually hurting you, and now you are hurting yourself. And you've done this a lot of times, and it's happened so much that you don't really even know how you really feel. And you don't know where you're at in all of this, because you're so intertwined with so much stuff, because you just love everything. That's why you're laughing, because it's like, oh, can I just not love everything then? Or it's like, you can love everything, but you got to stay at a high vibration. Either they come up to your level because they love you and they want to understand you at your level, or you don't have anything to do with them at this time until they're ready to come up to your level. Like, that has to be a firm and defined truth. You do not go down to anybody's level. That makes you vulnerable. You stay at your level and you force them to come to your level. Otherwise, you don't need them in your life. And that is love. That is love. You can unconditionally love them from your beautiful high vibrational space, and love them for all their choices, and feel their divine truth within your own heart. But you don't need to make a connection and let them intertwine with you and bring them down. Now you're hurting yourself, etc. That is out of balance. You are so excited to know who you are. You just want to know who you are. And that's to feel alive, to feel who you are, to feel the spirit of who you are through your personality, through the way you love yourself or life, the way that you're inspired, the decisions that you want to make in your heart. This is an incredible session. It's just it's so amazing. I feel like we've come to a good, I feel like we've come full circle there. So I'm just gonna set everything aside and then just welcome anything else I can share today. Super massive man standing here with like a white robe and a white beard. I mean, you really have to look up to this guy. Like, and when I say this guy, it's like you've got to look up to the sky. You gotta look up to this guy. Some kind of parallel there. I think it's about a high vibration. It makes you feel bigger, takes you up to higher places. And now you have this guy standing in front of you who's super massive. Let's see if we can find out what he has to say. Oh, he's forcing you to grow up to his level. You got to grow up to my level, and then when you can look me eye to eye, I will speak to you. Until then, I'll be a role model for how much growing that you will be doing. You've got a lot of growing to do. And he smiles. It seems like he's a lot funnier. He's kind of like this serious big guy, but he's starting to kind of show his like weakness, which is humor. All different kinds of humor. He loves laughter. He likes serious jokes. He likes playing pretend. He likes like being serious and kind of like being funny at the same time. Like he is very serious. You have a lot of growing to do. You got to grow up to my level. When you meet me eye to eye, you know, then I will speak to you. Like, so he is serious about it, but he's so serious that he just kind of starts laughing because he knows you and you know him. I'm convinced that he probably isn't this old. He's just like putting on some costume. It's like he likes to have fun like that. He likes you when you smile. And there's always something funny in every situation. And every word you speak, even, you can turn it into a joke somehow. He's all about laughter, and he's bringing laughter too into your heart, and joy and laughter and wholehearted laughter, like laughing from the bottom of your heart because you just feel like, even laughing because you're so happy, like you don't even have an emotion for it, you just laugh because this is so weird and wonderful. No, it's kind of like that too. All right, he's wanting me to help you feel your feet, help you feel yourself coming down into your body and still feeling very high vibration, like very high vibe, while you're still coming down into your feet. Feeling more human, more self-aware, feeling bright inside and out, above, below, within, front, back, in all sacred directions. You feel bright. You feel in your body, you feel your feet. You feel like you. All right, so that's what I had to share. Thank you so much for that experience. That was really amazing, and I'm excited for you because I'll tell you what, removing all of those different energies, you're gonna notice, and you're gonna feel brighter. You're gonna feel legitimately brighter, and I'm very excited for you because I can tell with everything that you just let go of, you are ready for a total remodel, like a makeover of your energy field, of your life, of your identity, of everything. Like you're ready for the next step, and it's gonna feel exciting because when you are the one making the next step, not you and all these guys bringing you down, you know, it like you can actually make this step with you know, with like a skip in your step. It's your joy, it's your life that you're living, it's your happiness, you know. All right, thank you so much, and thank you so much for sharing with others. I hope you all have a very wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for your kind comments. All right, take care for now, everybody.